And suddenly, when I'm about to take off and get the game started, I hear Owen choking. And Owen had he was sitting right here on the computer desk, and he had a box of pizza from Pizza Hut, and he was eating Pizza Hut.
Oh, what a way to go.
I know, right? That's all I could think of later, too. I was like, Pizza Hut. What if it was Pizza Hut that killed Owen? Owen starts choking, and I'm thinking, well, Owen, he's going to be fine, probably. And then it sounds awful. It's the worst choking sounds I've ever heard in real life.
You're still in VR by this point.
I was still in VR, and I remember yelling at Owen, hey, you're ruining my stream right now.
Last words to your best friend.
And then I hear him get up out of his chair real quick, and he starts like walking somewhere, and I'm like, oh, fuck. He's choking to death.
Yeah.
So I remove the fucking headset, and I run over to him, and he's in his room. For some reason, he went into his room.
Yeah.
I was trying not to interrupt the stream.
You were trying to be respectful during your death?
Yeah.
Holy
By the way,
shit, Owen.
At no point during any of this did I think I was dying.
You thought,
That's
I got this.
important to establish.
You already know in your head that you could hold your breath for 5
Yeah, but here's the thing. But he also said that's the worst he's choked in his entire life.
Okay, so what happened physically?
Well, hang on. We'll get to Owen's part
I'm
next.
saying I've never actually choked that bad. That was a real choke. Like, it went down the pipe and it was stuck.
And you couldn't get it out.
We got.
But, like, you couldn't get it out so bad you went to your room.
You told me to.
I did not. I told you to go to your room?
I was trying to not interrupt.
Wow.
I never told you to not interrupt.
You're painting yourself as the villain on your own podcast right now.
Listen.
I think you're a piece of shit.
Listen.
right now.
You need to listen to the rest of the
You
story.
tell Rob Fee that this shit went down.
You need to hear the rest of the story. So, Owen's in his room for some reason.
Got a quick question before you start. Grammatically, is it that's the best I've ever choked or the worst I've ever choked?
It's either the hardest. It can't be the worst. Well, I guess it can be the worst. But there's definitely not the best you've ever
But
choked.
if you're ranking chokes and that was the most devastating choke you felt, wouldn't that be the best one?
on the choke scale, that's
Yeah.
the best, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So I followed Owen into his room, and he's choking to death in his room, and he's making awful trying to breathe sounds.
Stream is jacked up.
Stream
by this
is
point.
just going, and I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just thinking, I've got to save this boy. I got to
You
save my
almost
best friend.
streamed Owen's death.
That's the thing. I couldn't stop saying it. I was like, this could have been on Reddit in
Yeah.
an hour.
You could have been on front page.
In an hour, this would be on the front page of Reddit.
Yeah.
YouTuber's best friend dies during live stream.
YouTuber yells at
you
friend.
tell me right now you wouldn't click on that. You want to know that story would be on SourceFed
I
the
want
next
to know
day.
who it is, and I'd probably be forced to cover that for sure.
You would definitely have to cover it.
It would be a white wall with no music.
It would be a white wall with no music, and then there'd be like a memorial for you, and there'd be weird footage of you because all the footage of you that exists at SourceFed is weird. And there's no real recent photo of you either, so it'd have to be one where you look happy for once.
Yeah, and it would be me and you.
Yes, it would. And I would be devastated. I'd
Yeah.
be crying the entire time.
And I'd keep making jokes and throwing it back to you.
I would have to
So you could
dig
think
through-
about what you
know
did.
what I would have to do? I'd have to go through my old hard drive, and I'd have to find photos of Owen and I, like
Yeah.
early photos of Owen and I.
And then I'd be like, come on, dude, we got to have this story written by 11.
And I'd be like, you shut your mouth and be more respectful to a boy lost his best friend at Pizza Hut. So anyway, I'm in his room, and he's choking to death. And I don't know what to do. But I can't do nothing. Mm-hmm. You know, I can't just watch him die, basically. So I do what I've seen happen in the movies 100 million times.
Screaming.
And I start smacking him as hard as I can on his back.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking maybe this will help dislodge.
By this point, you've never heard of the Heimlich maneuver by this
Well, the
point.
Heimlich was next. But first, I wanted to see if I could smack it.
You were just replaying the scene scene from What About Bob in your head and going through step by step.
You know what's funny though, Owen? I wasn't thinking about What About Bob or anything in anything in particular. I was just thinking of I need to help you get the food out of your throat because you can't breathe very obviously.
But you looked at him and you were like, we got enough time. I could try the back pat first.
This happened in because I went back and watched the stream.
It happened on camera?
I'm telling you. No, it wasn't. There was no camera. It was just
the VR. But you hear the whole thing.
I'm going to get to that in a second.
Oh, I need all of it.
But there's it all happens, no shit, within a minute.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I knew it was only that.
It was a minute.
Yeah.
It was a minute from Owen coughing and walking to his room to me going, smacking him on the back a bunch of times very hard.
Yeah.
And then attempting to do the Heimlich.
Yeah.
I got my arms around his chest and started just fucking heaving
chest
up.
Is too high for next time.
Well, I'm going to tell you what.
Yeah.
Owen and I learned a very valuable lesson.
That the chest is too high.
The chest is too high. To do the
Heimlich maneuver.
We both don't know how to do the Heimlich.
Can I teach you?
Yeah. Well, I'd rather take a certification class. Not to discredit you.
I've never taken one of those.
Listen, I'm not going to discredit you, but I don't want to just be like, when someday someone's like, where'd you learn the Heimlich? I'm going to be like, oh, a homeless man taught me.
Well, that's not completely accurate now, is that?
So anyway, I started to attempt the Heimlich.
Sure.
And it didn't
Can't believe I'm being shit on by the guy who doesn't know the fucking Heimlich maneuver in 2016.
There's two
You're
boys.
85 years old.
There's two boys here that don't know how to do the Heimlich.
Well, I don't know how either of you is alive. First of all, I've been saying that for the past 3 years.
Well, listen, I'm 34. I've never had to even attempt to use the Heimlich maneuver.
That's good.
So, I mean, I'm lucky, but this was an eye-opener for sure.
Sure.
So
everyone should know as a message to the listeners.
I attempted. Yeah, are you kidding me? All she says is put your arms up.
Oh,
put your arms up.
Here it goes again.
Anyway, so I'm attempting the Heimlich maneuver on Owen, and it doesn't seem to be working, and he's still choking.
Because it's too high.
So I'm like, I don't know how to do this, and my friend's going to die. So I rush out of the apartment, and I bang on the neighbor's door.
Yeah.
And I say, help! Please, help!
Yeah.
And then I'm hearing Owen continuing to choke, and then I rush back in, and then he's like finally, he's finally letting air out, and he's breathing, and he's still coughing, but he's breathing. Yeah. And he's like, I'm okay. I'm okay. And then my neighbor opens the door and he's like, is everything okay? And I was like, I'm sorry. My friend was choking to death and I thought maybe you could help because I don't know the Heimlich. Everything's okay. And he's like, are you guys okay? And I was like, yeah, we're okay. He's fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I close the door. I come back in. Owen coughs for another 25 seconds and I go back to the stream because I'm like,
all right, guys, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, I mean, all I can think of is like everyone's witnessing this. Yeah. Everyone at least heard it. Yeah, Rhino Balls, Backshorn, Julia Fang, everybody. And strangers. So anyway, I put the headset back on, and everyone's just like, is Owen okay? And what's going on? And so I go on to explain what happened, and some people were like, oh shit, we thought that was a bit. We thought you guys were doing a bit.
We were laughing the whole time.
Right? Like some people thought it was a funny bit we were doing. And then when I reiterated that it definitely wasn't a bit and my best friend I felt like was about to die, then people were like, holy shit. Yeah. And so we went back to doing our shit and Owen was okay and it was good. It was fine. But and he ate 2 more pieces of pizza.
You didn't throw up?
He didn't throw up, and that was like the best thing in the world that could have happened.
Can I, regardless of whether or not you retain this information, because we all know that could happen now.
Listening.
I want to say something for all the listeners. If you're ever in that situation, you take a fist and you put it halfway between where the person's heart is, right in the center of the chest, and their belly button. So if you take your pinky, you put it in the belly button, and you take your thumb, you extend it up to the chest. Where your fist is, that's where you do the Heimlich maneuver. And it's in and up. And you could
like almost under the rib cage.
Yeah, you could crack the person's rib, and that does happen.
But that's even better than dying.
But it's... You know what they say about cracking ribs.
It's better than dying.
It's even better than dying.
What? Tell us about it, Owen. What kind of pizza was it? Was it pepperoni?
Ham and pineapple and olives.
Oh, that's not even worth it, man. You're gonna die for
I
that
think
shit.
it is. Honestly,
good.
if you had to die from any food, pizza's pretty much
Yeah, but not
okay.
that pizza. That's a crazy
Well, I'm not gonna
cockamamie
be
pizza.
I'm not gonna be picky. After you're dead, you won't care.
After Owen's dead, would you finish the pizza? Would you finish the
You know
pizza
what I
before it
do?
got cold?
I would have it shellacked, and I'd take it to his grave.
You put it on his chest in his coffin.
Yeah, he died doing what he loved.
Yeah.
Choking on pizza. It was a Hawaiian pizza with olives on it, and I said a joke.
You know
And by
my-
the way, can I tell you guys now before you go looking for it? I'm sure you're already started looking for it, but for some reason, I have no explanation for this. For some reason, the saved stream,
Uh-huh.
all of the audio is taken out
Yeah.
from almost the moment Owen starts choking to when I come back to the stream.
Do you think that they have a filter? Like
No,
a death filter?
No, because there was this pop-up window when I opened it, and it said some of this audio was dropped due to copyright violation or something.
You
So-
choked exactly like someone
think
in a
when
movie.
He
you
choked
were-
like a Drake song.
When you were
No, I think this is what
when
happened.
you were off the mic, it was picking up the
It was
music.
just the music.
Oh, shit.
So it was like Star Wars music or
Once
something.
the waveform for music is recognized, it matches it like exactly.
Are you sure you're not trying to cover up for a murder? Because this is the weirdest set of circumstances.
Isn't that crazy? Imagine if that really happened. Imagine if like the police wanted to like review this stream.
You would be on the first 48.
Well, yeah, I mean, there would be some type of investigation because they'd be like, why is the audio gone from this moment? I'd be like, fucking ask Twitch.
Yeah.
There was some stupid shit with Twitch and copyright violations and shit. And it's so stupid because it's like Twitch is based on streaming copywritten shit.
But the cops would be like, and who's Twitch? Do you see him in the room with us right now?
Now, Twitch, is he your dealer or something? So, anyway, I'm hoping, I mean, in a morbid melancholy, well, not melancholy, but in a morbid bittersweet type way, that the PlayStation 4 archived the recording. So maybe we can have the raw audio. I was actually kind of thinking of finding it and then playing it on the podcast.
Oh
But
my
it's like, that's so
God.
awful. That's not a good idea.
Going
It's
back
terrible
to your
sounds.
other thing, I wouldn't watch if that was on the front page of whatever. I would want to find out who it was, but I wouldn't watch it. Like I wouldn't want to
I
hear
wouldn't
that.
watch it either, but
I
I,
don't
would
like
read the
suffering.
article and I'd read the comments and stuff.
Sure,
But
I'd see how many likes it had.
it was so traumatizing. Like, I'm never going to forget it. What were you thinking?
A lot of things.
Like, you said you got up to go to your room so that you could get away from the stream and not bother the stream. Is that really why?
Did you think about me once during this whole thing?
Did you think about your family at all?
No.
Did you think about E.T.?
E.T.?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Was there a John Williams song playing in your head while it happened?
That sounds horrible.
Wait, I'm going to find the one that it was for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I just went into like I wanted to go on my bed like so I could like either flop. I needed to like find a position I could like land at so I would like cough it up.
Dying.
Was it
I
this
didn't
song?
I never thought I was gonna die.
Was it this song? So you went to your room.
That should be the song that you play when you need to give the Heimlich maneuver, so you know the rhythm.
Okay.
So
Pinky
it's like
in
a-
the belly
it's a,
button.
It's a won't.
I want to take a class where the guy plays this song and then, all right, everybody, and 1,
Let's
and
pair
2,
up.
and 3. Pair up. Find your partner. Why don't you have a partner? Quick, find a partner. Let's go. It's Crown Buster's going. Let's do this. So you went to your room to roll around on the bed to see if you could dislodge it yourself.
Yeah.
So many things went through my head.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that, and then like I thought you were doing a bit for the stream because you maybe thought I was doing a bit for the stream because sometimes I'll cough real hard because it's funny.
I mean, when I
it makes you
yelled out, "Stop choking! You're ruining my stream."
Yeah.
It was 50% a joke and 50% me hoping
That I wasn't
that
actually
you were
choking.
fucking with me and
Yeah.
you weren't actually choking.
Yeah. Yeah, see? So I've cried wolves before for the sake of comedy.
I mean, you've done some funny
It's your
cough
bit. Choking
bits.
is your bit.
Well, Owen does funny cough bits because he's dying of smoke lungs, smoker's lungs. So you do a lot of funny cough bits. He's been known to do some very
Yeah,
physical
so
bits, if you can imagine it.
Yeah, so I thought you were playing along or going kind of doing something wacky for the stream as a reaction to the sounds I was making. And then when you started like hitting me on the back, I thought you were just being like, "Oh, are you okay, buddy?" But like you did.
But I was hitting you pretty hard.
Yeah.
Did it hurt? I was sorry if I hurt you.
No.
Okay.
Not a very strong man.
And so then when you
Well,
like,
I wasn't trying
when
to
you went,
beat
like,
the fuck out of him.
Yeah. When you went like,
try to beat the food out of him.
I started to realize you were concerned, and then
I'm
when
gonna
you
beat
like,
the food out of you. Get over here, I'm gonna beat the fucking food out of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for not killing me.
you bring me that $500, or I'm gonna beat the food out of you.
You don't bring Tony his $200K that you owe him. We're gonna come back here. We're gonna beat the food out of you. We're gonna beat the food out of your family. It'd be a shame if we had to beat the food out of that little boy of yours.
I'll tell you this right now. I got a baseball bat in my fucking trunk. I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna beat the food out of your Ford Bronco. I'm gonna beat the food out of those goddamn headlights.
Hey, you don't shut that fucking dog up next door. I'm gonna climb over the fence and beat the food out of it. And beat the fucking food out of your dog. I wish I could have beat the food out of you. I tried.
Yeah.
So,
Holy
so
shit,
you were
man.
saying. So, if for those of you that couldn't hear Owen a moment ago before he before he got on mic, he was saying that. But at the point where I was trying to do the Heimlich on
I'm
you,
getting there.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, right. When
Action.
When you gave me the reach around, and I realized you were going for the Heimlich.
When I was jerking you off from behind.
Huh?
This has to do something.
I remember thinking like, oh no, he definitely doesn't know how to do the Heimlich and has only seen it on TV.
Yeah.
And
no,
I
he's
remember,
guessing.
and I was like thinking back to like when I was in Scouts because I had to do like lifeguard training or whatever, and I knew it back then.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it's like
Well,
because
because you even said the fist thing.
yeah, okay, you get the fist and the thing, and you get it under the sternum.
Yeah, I
Right,
didn't know
yeah.
the fist thing. So.
Oh no, and so no, you just kind of were like hugging me real hard, and no, you were like you kind of did like that.
I
guess.
tried.
Yeah.
I tried to get under your ribs because I didn't want to break your ribs, obviously.
Yeah.
But I was also freaking the fuck out.
Could
Yeah.
you tell if he was hard or not?
Did you feel
He
me?
was wearing his pajama pants.
I was wearing my pajama pants.
So could you kind of feel balls on the back of your leg or anything?
No, I was joking.
Was there hip thrusting at all?
There wasn't, but I was hard. But I was doing a good job of you not feeling my boner. I was doing the lean back. You know
had
that
so
one.
many things.
You know
going
when you
on.
hug a girl in high school that you really, really like, and you start to get a boner,
learn how to,
and
like,
then you learn how to
pivot
put thrust
a
back.
little? Yeah.
It's the back thrust. You gotta leave some room for the Holy Ghost.
And when the time's right, you thrust the food out of her.
I'm gonna fuck the food out of you, baby. You get it? I'm gonna fuck the food out of you. So there I was.
fucking the food out of this chick.
Guys.
You will not believe who I fucked the food out of last night. So anyway,
Just say Betsy's a little hungry this morning.
Every time I start to think it's not that funny, it gets funny. I'm happy that you're alive.
so wait,
yeah.
so I attempted the Heimlich on you, and then what?
Yeah, and I was
You
kind
thought
of
that
trying
was
to
funny.
say I was trying to start to say like I'm fine, it's okay,
Please get
but
off me.
Well,
then you started like yanking me up in the air, and I was choking anyways, and so this is when I couldn't figure like I was like, is he doing it wrong and it's fucking me up? But I also, like, internally, when I realized he was doing the Heimlich on me, was, like, laughing.
Because of like this is Steve trying to do the Heimlich
Yeah.
on me, or because
it
like
turns out-
or because this is Steve doing the Heimlich wrong.
It was, like, all of it at once.
Okay.
And the live stream going. You
And
know.
the live stream
Yeah,
going,
it was
yeah.
a,
There was
a
it was
comedy of errors.
It was undeniable that
Yeah.
we were live streaming still. Like throughout the entire terrifying situation, in the back of my head, I'm like, this is on live internet.
Dude,
like,
imagine all this shit happening, right? And then in between, you run. Owen's in the room choking.
Yeah.
You run out of the apartment to go knock on the neighbor's door, but before that, you remember the stream and you come in.
and go, hey everybody, hang on.
No. You get on camera. You pick up the controller like real fast because you're panicking. And you hold the button for like 3 seconds to like shut off
To try to stop the
system.
stream.
Yeah. And then you put it down, and
you
then
wait
you
for
go.
you wait for the beep.
Yeah.
I mean, like honestly, it didn't matter that there was a stream going because I was trying to save my friend's life. You know,
Oh no, I
And,
get
then,
that.
and again, also, like we said, this took place in 1 minute.
it really was 1
Yeah.
minute.
So I was,
Like
so I was
maybe
kind of
give or
like-
take a few seconds.
I was kind
or
of like
something,
laughing
I
or
don't
whatever, but anyways, I was trying to like tell you I was gonna be okay, and then you like ran out of the room, and I out the door, and I heard you run and bang real quick on the neighbor's door, and I was like, oh shit! So I like forced myself to be like, okay, I got it out, like because I didn't want you to annoy the neighbors. So that's when I like
I
came
love
staggering
it.
out
Even
to you,
in
and I was
potential
like,
death, you don't want to burden people.
no, because it was okay, but I wasn't able to say that until then.
Let me ask a question about.
But I've
this
never
really
choked
quick.
like a full like food stuck in the pipe.
It was a good
feeling.
choke.
It was a good choke. The best.
This Owen over
apparently.
here, he's a real stuck in the pipe. Listen,
He's one bad laugh.
let me ask you this: with the way that you were choking, would the correct Heimlich method have saved you?
I wonder. I don't know.
Because you
'cause I-
try to like
No. I'm just asking. 'cause-
play off that you did a shitty.
Oh no,
like,
no! I will stand by the fact that even though I didn't know the Heimlich
was
maneuver,
laughing, thinking-
Yeah.
I still tried.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
And then when I realized it wasn't working and I was either doing it wrong or whatever, that's when I was like, I need to get somebody who might know how to
yeah,
help.
smart.
So I'm not trying to be like, would it have even saved you? I'm saying, what, like, how, if it's like a little bit of food up here,
Yeah.
that Owen obviously was able to dislodge himself.
Uh-huh.
Would the Heimlich even do anything?
Well,
like,
all the
is the Heimlich,
Heimlich does,
for when
it
you're down
forces
here?
air out through your.
So then, yeah, it would have.
because it's like
It's like closing one nostril.
yeah, but you don't when
blow.
you're choking, like your one pipe, your one connection to your lungs is blocked.
But it
So
still
you
has
can't
air
put it out
in
of
it.
your nose either.
Right.
No, I'm saying it's like when you close one nostril and blow out the other. Like you force
Yeah, yeah,
more
yeah,
pressure
yeah.
out.
Or,
of it.
or it's kind of like because the lungs are still expanded because you have air in there, but it's not getting out, or more is not
Right.
coming in.
Right.
So the Heimlich is just like squeezing a balloon,
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah. And it forces it out
Got
through
it.
the balloon hole.
Got it.
But the longer you don't
Shut
have
your
air, the
balloon
less
hole.
air
There's
is
pizza in
there.
my balloon hole. Help.
You just shut your balloon hole, or I'm gonna beat the food out of you.
The Owen Carter story.
Oh man, what a short book.
So the correct method might have dislodged it
Right,
quicker.
but it was funny
Yeah.
to me for two reasons. One, it occurred to me if you were doing it wrong, it might fuck me up worse.
yeah.
And that was funny to me. But also,
Yeah, like I
that's
might have
hilarious.
broken
Yeah.
your sternum by accident, and then it'd be
Yeah.
like so bad.
and
then
you
I'd
might have killed me.
feel like real shit.
Because you didn't really know, and that would have been hilarious.
Oh
but,
man.
But also, it turns out you panicking is not very different from you like doing funny, wacky stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
I thought
You're right.
I thought your tone of voice would be different, but it's pretty much like you normally are.
Yeah.
So like, I just wanted to laugh at that too. It was funny.
Like if things got serious, I don't sound like a serious
Like
person.
no, because it was you like trying to give me
Yeah,
the Heimlich and
yeah.
running around and banging on the neighbor's door.
Well,
imagine,
it's like
how
imagine
ridiculous.
it's like imagine Dave and Ross trying to save someone
Yeah.
from choking to death.
yeah, it's exactly like you do it in the videos. I thought that was your comedy routine, and in real life you're different. But it
It's
turns
just-
out that's just you.
Wow. Were you hard when you knocked on the neighbor's door?
Well, I'm hard right now.
You know, even if you were, I was a little distracted because I was choking.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
a
would.
good
I
you
didn't-
wouldn't even know.
Yeah, you could have gotten away with it. Maybe you did.
I'm sorry I brought it up.
You know, you ate 2 more pieces of pizza, and then you took off. You went straight to bed.
I read all the funny jokes about choking that the
stream
was doing.
the stream went on and on. I mean, I went back to watch the video, and so the audio wasn't playing, but you could read all the comments as they were happening.
Yeah,
and
they can hear it.
Oh, and I was
They could
reading.
hear
I
everything.
was reading the comments while I was eating the pizza before. I was
Yeah.
monitoring the comments for him
Yeah.
because he had the VR thing on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was reading the comments as I was like rushing over. Like you can see, so the VR is like, you can see it looking around, and then the audio cuts off, and then suddenly the VR moves a bunch like this, and then
Yeah.
it's totally still. Because it's like I set
Like
the
in the found footage movies when they drop the camera.
yeah, like Cloverfield at the end of
Yeah.
Cloverfield. And then it's like, it's just that for like a minute and so many seconds or whatever. But
Holy shit.
But like in the comments, it's like Rhino Balls is like, oh shit, is everything okay?
Yeah.
And then a lot of people are like, Owen's doing a bit, and then it's like, people are like, what's
also like 30 seconds behind, right?
yeah, there's a delay. So it's like, what's going on right now? And then it's like, holy shit, is everything okay? And then it's just like all these people going like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then someone joked like Owen's dying on a live stream, and like there's all this shit. And then finally like I
that
come
person
back.
gets kicked by the admin.
Yeah, which is Ryan, by the way. Ryan
That's
is like
funny.
the mod of my Twitch stream. So I came back and put the helmet on and was like, all right, everybody, Owen's okay. He was choking to death. And then after that, it's just like comment after comment just making fun of Owen. Like as soon as Owen went to bed, they were like,
Shaming him for
they were
dying.
like, when Owen went to bed, everybody heard him leave and like, all right, good night, Owen. Someone was like, Owen went in there to think about his life. And someone was like, Owen's in there crying.
There was one moment in the middle of it where I was like, this has been going on for a minute. Am I in trouble? I should probably start to figure that out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't feel like I'm like, because I've like held my breath underwater for a long time just to see how long I can fucking do it, or like, gotten the wind knocked out of me or whatever. And I know that feeling of like when you're losing oxygen to your brain. And so I was checking to see if I was like feeling that. And I wasn't sure because I'm like choking really hard and whatever. And so I was kind of trying to like figure out if I was going to pass out or not. And if I felt that, then I was going to be like, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to like, but you'd already like ran out the door at that point. But I do remember like,
basically in
but that
my
was the
train,
closest I felt to like danger or whatever,
like life
well, you
danger.
were in danger for sure.
Yeah, you were
That
really
was
in danger.
danger.
I mean, and Ryan was like,
Well, I
there's-
wish I was
like,
closer.
When Owen was gone already and I was still streaming, Ryan was like, choking on food is the worst thing
Yeah.
that can happen. It's scary. And then he was like, I guarantee Owen was shaken up or like was scared for his life for a moment. But Owen's like, nah, whatever. Like life goes on. I could have died, but who cares? Like what? Like really?
Owen's a different breed of person, man.
Well, I know that.
I figured if I really started choking that I was going to like throw myself on like the corner of my bed or something. You're supposed to
come-
like
Yeah,
put the
yeah,
corner up in
yeah.
there.
You do it to
something,
yourself.
Yeah.
Well, my train of thought was if the neighbor here, immediately here, didn't know the Heimlich maneuver and what to do, then I was going to just call 911.
Yeah.
Like, that was
They could have at
move.
least cleaned him up.
They would have cleaned up for me, but I'll tell you what, they don't clean up the scene. I'll tell you that.
No?
No, they don't. They take the body away and you got to deal with all the other shit.
Well, you just eat the rest of the pizza and rip the box up, throw it on the chute.
Yeah, and every bit of food that was beaten out, you got to clean up. Well, I'm glad you're okay, Owen. It was a terrifying experience. I will never forget it. The boy ate the golden yep in a single L. Mike, I'm going to highlight this word here,
Yeah.
and I want you to do it too.
Okay.
The boy ate the golden yelp in a single album. However, the gentleman had made a grave mistake, for the golden yelp was made of solid gold. The gentleman realized this error when the tummy ache hit him so hard it beat the food out of him.
Were you there when Delman almost died?
Was that this time?
It was. I mean, it kind of happens all the time.
Yeah.
If
he
I
chokes
know, he
sometimes
chokes all
on
the time.
food. Yeah.
We were
Like Owen. Owen chokes on food a lot too.
a lot.
Yeah.
Well, one of it was captured forever.
One was, but now it's all you see is like the shaking of a virtual reality helmet coming off quick. And then you hear nothing because copyrighted Star Wars music was playing and Twitch removed the audio.
God bless Twitch, you know? 'Cause
Yeah.
you don't want to get sued for something like that.
No, not at all. I would definitely have loved to have had those audio clips of Owen choking to death because you can bet your ass I would play them over and over on Dynamic Banter. And I'm sure people would have remixed the coughing sounds into a History Road song.
Yeah, we wouldn't need the theme song.
Right.
What
happened?
We were sitting in a bar and we were having bar food, nachos et al. And I remember I was a little bit tipsy at this point, but Delman stands up and then he just goes away. And then you don't see Delman for like 45 minutes.
He
Then
just
comes
got up
back
and left?
yeah. And then he comes back and he's fine. It's like, all right, guys, I could either choose to tell you or not tell you. And I'm telling you.
Was he choking to death and he got up and left while he was choking to death?
He got up silently, was choking to death on a sandwich, tried to rectify with beer, did not work, made situation worse.
He poured beer down his throat to try to dislodge the sandwich.
poured beer into his eye because that's the only way he could find Joe anymore. So he goes outside of the bar, and he does what he needs to do. He kind of Heimlichs himself, if you can imagine.
Okay.
And then
Or with people around?
with people around, there was people around
And they were watching this?
watching this. Luckily, I guess not a ton of people has seen many commercials that he's in. He's in every commercial, so I don't know how
no
you're
one
not
recognized him.
There's the Domino's guy.
The Domino's guy is dying.
But the whole point of the thing is like he didn't want to bother.
It's like Owen. Owen felt the same way. That was Owen's reason for running away too.
What a shameful society we live in.
You know, I have a feeling that it's like there's a percentage of it that is actually not wanting to bother someone and a percentage of it that is pure embarrassment
Yeah.
and not wanting to make a scene.
Yeah. Well, it's just making a scene somewhere else. It's like when the dog gets up from the family and
Yeah.
goes into another room to die. You gotta have the foresight as a dog to know that's gonna be a scene in a couple minutes in a different place.
I heard a dog goes into the other room to die because it's dying where there's treasure underneath your house. If your dog dies, wherever your dog dies, dig down under that and you'll find treasure.
No, they say when the dog the dog dies, no one lies.
When you're gonna find truffles.
When the dog dies, it's buried under thee.
When a dog dies from fools, you dig deep for those jewels. Wow, poor Delman. Did was it a situation? Did he explain what happened? Did he like vomit or anything?
We're not going to do the dog dies thing for the next half an hour.
You know what? No,
He explained.
is he okay?
He's fine.
Was it a whole situation or it happened so fast?
It happened so fast. He was up and gone before we knew.
Was Lee there when this
Yeah,
happened?
yeah.
And he didn't tell Lee
No,
at all?
man. The only reason we knew is because he came back afterwards and was like, "This is what happened." It was incredible. We all would have saved his life if he had stayed.
Like right away.
And we were like, if we had gone around the corner and you were dead, we would all be really pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I found out that's how Delman died, I'd be so bummed out. I'd be like, why the
See?
fuck did he leave?
Yeah. So don't leave. If you're dying at home,
Don't leave if you're dying.
stay put.
If you're dying, plant your foot and stay put. And someone will find you.
If you feel that the grippy, icy hand to death, you're going to want to plant your
Take
feet and take a breath.
breath.